Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much, Majority Floor Leader. Majority Floor Leader, being a Mindanao and a Filipino, I would like to condemn in the strongest possible terms the loss of innocent lives over the bombing at the Ross Night Market in Davao City, claiming 15 lives and leaving more than 60 people wounded on the 2nd of September 2016. I happen to be about 140 kilometers away in General Santos in celebration of the Tuna Festival. On September 2, Mr. President, a terrorist attack on Davao City claimed 15 innocent lives and more than 60 unsuspecting people after an explosion in the crowded night market. And they targeted, Mr. President, the innocent women and children. Masseuse. These are many of them were elderly. Masseuse giving therapy to the civilians who were tired and weary that night in Davao, Mr. President. The perpetrators, the initial investigators by authorities revealed that it was an improvised explosive device that was used to perpetrate the attack around 10:30 that evening. The perpetrators, Mr. President, of this carnage should not go unpunished and should be immediately arrested and held accountable by our courts. This tragic loss of life is mourned not only by the Filipino people, but the international community as well. And we call on our countrymen to be vigilant and not allow despicable threats of wanton violence disrupt our normal daily lives. As we mourn the senseless loss of innocent lives in this incident, I ask the Senate, Mr. President, to join the entire nation in condemning this dastardly act of terrorism. The Senate of the Philippines, I'm sure, stands one with the Filipino people as we condole with the bereaved families and the loved ones of those who perished in the said terrorist attack and denounces its reckless contempt of life. Mr. President, I also urge the public to steer clear of unwanted rumors and stay highly alert but calm. I support the President's declaration of state of lawless violence made by the aftermath of this terrorist attack. Through the said declaration the said declaration sparked concerns that our country is veering towards military rule. The Chief Executive himself denied this, that it would be any type of martial law. He denied this, Mr. President, and assured that it does not involve the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus. The state of lawless violence merely calls out to the military or the armed forces of the Philippines to do law enforcement operations, normally done only by the Philippine National Police. It's precisely for the purpose of suppressing lawless violence, and it is to complement and supplement the capability of the PNP. Kasi kulang naman talaga po tayo ng security forces on the ground, Mr. President. We have nothing to be afraid of. More and much more, we should not doubt the intent of the President. The declaration does not entail the suspension of any rights under the Constitution or set the stage of any martial rule. The three branches of government is still functional. Both houses of Congress are working. We have to take note, Mr. President, that former President Joseph Ejercito Estrada declared a state of lawlessness when he directed the AFP and PNP to coordinate with each other in the deployment of Marines for a temporary period during the infamous Rizal Day bombings in 2000, year 2000. And the Supreme Court upheld the same as well, Mr. President. Former President Arroyo similarly declared a state of lawlessness in 2003 after the bombing of Sasa Wharf and the airport of Davao City at that time. It's my position that now is the best time to support our President, and we should forget politics, Mr. President. I believe that we should unite in this time of adversity in our country to curtail lawlessness and suppress its spread throughout the nation. Mabuhay po ang Davao, mabuhay po ang ating bansa. Maraming salamat, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir.